While waiting for their results, Kafka is panicking and blames Ichikawa for encouraging him to take the exam again. Ichikawa reminds him that he was just thanking him for that at the hospital, asking what happened to the cool senpai before. Their argument stops when they receive their exam results letters and decide to open them together. Kafka is shocked by what he sees. Later, at the Defense Force base, all the students who passed the exam have gathered, but Kafka isn't there. When Kikoru walks in, the room goes silent because she got the top score. Izumo thought he'd be number 1, but now thinks he and Kaguragi will have to fight for second place. Kaguragi, who scored the highest in the fitness exam, isn't giving up on being number 1 though. Iharu bumps into Ichikawa and asks where Kafka is, assuming he didn't pass. Ichikawa looks worried. Just then, Mina starts the introduction ceremony, and Kikoru is chosen to speak on behalf of the class, saying they'll lay down their lives for the cause. She's surprised and sad when Mina thanks her for saving everyone at the exam, because she believes Kafka, who isn't there, deserves the thanks. And to everyone's surprise, Kafka arrives. It turns out he failed the exam, scoring the lowest on fitness and getting a 0 on the aptitude test. During a meeting to decide who would pass, Hoshina interrupts Mina to declare he will take Kafka into his platoon as a cadet for more training, despite his scores. Hoshina liked how Kafka located enemy weak points and prioritized helping others over his own score during the exam. And most importantly, he also found Kafka very funny. Mina gives a speech about the increasing strength of the kaiju lately, and her commitment to protect the new officers as their shield and spear. Kafka, caught up in the moment, loudly declares he'll be standing next to her in battle soon, which shocks everyone. Mina tells him he owes her 100 push-ups for speaking out of turn, and Hoshina laughs, noting Kafka is back to his funny ways. Mina leaves the ceremony, and Hoshina thinks he saw her smile just a bit. Konomi is surprised that Kafka is already making everyone laugh. Hoshina agrees that they need someone to lighten the mood around here because it can get pretty sad. But Hoshina also has a secret reason for wanting to keep Kafka close. He noticed something weird during the incident with the 9.8 fortified kaiju. Even though he thinks the sensor might have broken, he saw that Kafka's vital signs stopped showing up at the same time. This made Hoshina think Kafka might be special, so he wants to keep an eye on him to figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, everyone cheers for Kafka as he finishes doing 100 push-ups. Kikoru wants to talk to him, and the guys joke that maybe she wants to tell him she likes him. Kikoru quickly denies it, kicks Kafka, and tells him to just come with her. When they're alone, Kafka shocks her by saying he turned into a kaiju after eating one. He explains that the thing just flew into his mouth and wonders if he should tell the Defense Force the truth, so maybe they could cure him. Kikoru thinks it's a terrible idea because they might either kill him or use him for experiments for the rest of his life. She's heard rumors that the Defense Force uses powerful kaiju parts to make special weapons. Shocked, Kafka begs her to keep his secret. Kikoru agrees, but warns him if he ever threatens humanity, she'll stop him herself. Everyone gets serious, but Kafka trusts her to do the right thing if something bad happens. Later, everyone watches Ichikawa do a shooting drill, and he scores a combat power of 18%, which impresses everyone. Iharu, not wanting to be outdone, jumps in and scores 20%. He's really pleased and teases Ichikawa not to get too proud. Then, Kikoru blows everyone away with a score of 55%. She teases the boys to sit down and be humble, which makes Izumo feel like an average Joe with her around, and Kaguragi, who has the same score as him, tells Izumo stop worry about those better than him. The intense moment is interrupted when Kafka finishes his exercise with a combat power of just 1%. He's actually thrilled since it's an improvement from 0%, and he chases Kikoru around, asking for praise. Hoshina stops him and jokes that he'll never become a full officer at this rate, and might even get fired in 3 months. Hoshina then has them all run 10 laps, and adds 5 more when they complain. After the training, Iharu and Ichikawa start arguing about who has bigger muscles, but Kafka interrupts, showing them what a real man's muscles looks like. Unfortunately, he can't hold his stomach in for long, making Ichikawa and Iharu laugh. Kafka then challenges them to an arm wrestling match. Just then, Kaguragi walks in and his huge muscles immediately end the competition. Meanwhile, the girls are surprised to see Mina in the laundry room. Kikoru is impressed by Mina's muscles but knows there's more to her combat power than just strength. Eager to learn, Kikoru asks Mina about her training. Mina, ready to share her secrets, tells Kikoru to come stand next to her to start training right away. Back in the bath, the guys talk about why they joined the Defense Force. Iharu says he was inspired by Mina saving him once, making him want to be a hero like her. The others also share similar stories about wanting to be heroes because of Mina. They're all amazed when Kafka reveals he was childhood friends with Mina and had promised her they would join the Defense Force together. Curious, they press him for more details, but Kafka tries to escape the conversation. After their bath, the guys look a bit unwell, having stayed in the hot water too long because they were so caught up talking about Mina. Kikoru calls them silly for it. Later, the class continues with more training, growing closer as they face tough exercises and build bonds. One night, Kafka refuses to sleep, determined to work harder than everyone else. Hoshina catches him and reminds him that sleep is important. Surprised that Hoshina knows about his promise to Mina, Kafka learns that conversations in the door might be recorded. Despite this, Kafka boldly states his goal to fight alongside Mina and even take Hoshina's spot as vice captain. Hoshina is annoyed, but lets Kafka study for 2 more hours. He warns Kafka to be careful about getting close to other officers because anything could happen at any time. Suddenly, an alarm goes off and everyone has to wake up for a mission. Hoshina tells Kafka this is what he was warning him about, and it's time for his first real test.